I mean, I don't know if Adam shared with you last week, Walmart announced that they're going to train 1 million people in virtual reality this year, their workers, and they're sending out 17,500 goes to their stores for training. And they're building all of their training now in virtual reality. They can't hire enough people. Oculus can't hire enough people. There's healthcare production studios out there. There's industrial training production studios out there. There's us here in Mississippi. There's just not enough trained people. Part of the reason we are doing the work that we're doing, where we are putting virtual reality academies around the state, is we need to get people trained up so we can put them to work, which is a great opportunity and a great challenge and everything else for us to have. And there's so many different, I mean, you all have done plenty of VR now, so you've got a good sense for what a VR experience looks like, right? And maybe even a sense of what it would take to build something, to design a set, to create the characters, to do the animation, to do the lighting, to do the sound, storyboarding, and all of that. I mean, there's so many different jobs in this. Plus, our guys run around this state doing events all the time. So this weekend we're going to be at Nissan for their big Family Day event, and we've got a Vive Pro set up, 2 Oculus Rift, and a brand new Roku motion capture suit, which if you don't have one, you should get one because it's really cool. So you put this whole suit on, and it actually captures every move you make in the computer. You can attach any avatar you want to it, or you could do the motions and you can do a bunch of different avatars, or you could work out the interaction that you want to do with yourself, but with different avatars, and actually create a film that you start every role in, right? And you did all the different movements and all the back and forth and everything. So this technology is amazing. I mean, we've got now in Jackson haptic vest, haptic gloves, motion capture suit, Vive Pros. What else have I got? Magic Leap AR glasses, HoloLens, the whole works.
Multi-directional?
Multi-directional, yeah.
Do you have, what is it, treadmill, multi-directional treadmill?
Yes, the Omni is waiting to be set up. So we got a multi-directional treadmill that you actually get in, and there's a band around you so that you don't fall off of the thing. And you put on a harness and get strapped to it. And now you can run in any direction, and you're running in VR. Your feet are moving, right? But you're obviously not going anywhere, but you are. We got a flying board. This thing's hilarious. So what you do is you walk up to it, and this part of your arms go on it, and you grab the controllers here, and then your shins go on it, and then it goes like this, and you put on a headset, and you are flying like Superman through the mountains, and you're controlling it with your body. I mean, this tech is out of control. It's so good. It's so good. I actually was talking to Adam. We're just getting this stuff set up now. I'm probably going to need some people to help me test this and document it. Do you guys know anybody be interested in that? Cool. That's great. That's great, because we've got, just to give you an idea of the people that are interested in this, at the end of October, I've got 20 personnel from the United States Air Force Base in Montgomery, Alabama, coming over here for 2.5 days, and they're going to be working with all this tech. They just want to put everything on. They want to try everything and trying to figure out how it can be applied to what they do, right? And then we've got a health teaching school from New Orleans coming up, and they're going to be doing the same thing. And Nissan's going to come down and visit us, and Eagle Shipyard's coming up. So when you look at industry all throughout this area, we've got people in industry who are interested in this tech, and we're putting all of it right here in Jackson. We'll have it available. We will have the most advanced virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality lab in the country 10 minutes from here.
That's huge.
Right in Jackson, Mississippi.
What are the odds of that? And we're the only school with a VR lab.
Well,
one of.
You are. Yeah, I'm changing that. But you got the biggest still. You still have the biggest one. All
right, guys, good questions. What are questions that we have? We've been toying with the technology. What do we think is possible? What are some of the ideas that you have? What are some of the things that you're thinking about in terms of careers? or internships or you want to know salary numbers? What are some questions that you might have?
I actually do have a question. How far away? Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yes, sir.
How far away are we from that?
Boy. Okay. So
I'm just curious.
you remember the Infinideck that everybody jumps on and
Yes.
runs? We'll have one of those in about
Yeah,
a month.
that's what you were telling. That's what
Yeah.
that's what you were telling
Yeah.
me. I'm talking like the when you put the headset on,
Yeah.
the realness of it. Like you know.
You got to come over and try our new HTC Vive Pro.
Uh-huh.
We have 3 of those, and we are. I mean, we've been doing VR for a really long time now, so it takes a lot for myself or Josiah or Vinny, my sons who are working with me, to go, oh wow. We put that sucker out. We went, oh wow.
How much does one of those cost?
$1,350.
That's is it made by Samsung?
No, that's HTC.
Oh,
That's
okay.
HTC. So this is the next version of the HTC Vive.
Samsung makes like a $1,300 one, don't they?
Yeah, they've got something like that. I think the Vive Pro is still the top of the line virtual reality system, and now we've got the TP Cast for it as well. So now we've got a wireless capability for it. So now we just got to be careful of people running off, through walls and stuff.
Is that a separate purchase?
TP Cast is separate. Yeah, TP Cast costs about $400. So what you do is you basically, the wires that come out of the headset now and go to the computer go into the TP Cast. TP Cast goes into a battery pack on your back. It's talking to the computer over there, and now you're completely untethered and you can move around. And with SteamVR 2.0, which is the latest sensors, you can double the space. So it gets really crazy now. I mean, you can really move about. And so if you think about it, what we can do actually is with wireless headsets and the Roku suits, we can put multiple people in a virtual space and have them actually interacting with each other. One of you can actually play a tennis against each other in the same physical space in VR with the whole thing happening around you. I mean, yeah, it's just getting really crazy.
How long? So, do you think they will always be like that top of the line headset that you have?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it'll always be $1,300? Do you think it'll get to a point where it drops in price because it's more common?
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. That will drop in price, right? But then it's going to get replaced by another high end.
Oh, okay.
So there's 2 if you want to track these 2. One's called Star VR, and the other is called Pimax. And so these are 4K headsets, and they're 200-degree field of vision. So they look like if anybody ever watched Battlestar Galactica and the Cylons, right? I mean, it looks like a great big Cylon mask. It's hilarious. But it's 200. So like the Oculus Rift that you have and the Go and the Pro, the Vive Pro are all 100 degrees field of vision. That's why you get that scuba mask effect when you're in there. You forget about it real quick, but it's there if you think about it. With these, that goes away. So the way we see now is going to be more like you see in VR instead of this mask that you're used to. So those are going to be really expensive, and that'll drive the cost of these other ones down. Probably one of the most exciting things that's coming out at the beginning of next year is the Oculus Quest. So the Oculus Quest is going to be like the Rift headset with the controllers, totally self-contained, totally wireless. It's got 4 outward-facing sensors built into it, so it will map your entire environment. So you'll be in VR, and your environment can be depicted in VR as well, which gets really nutty. I mean, because you could actually create a VR experience that took advantage of the entire building, if you wanted to.
That's cool. You will not hit things.
Right. You will not be running into things that they
That's
will.
so neat.
Right. And but you won't see them like this. Right. In fact, you can tell the system make this whatever you want it to be. It could be a rock formation. It could be a tree. It could be whatever. Right. So I mean, this stuff is, and that's only going to be $400.
What do you think, Vince, the most valuable skill young budding VR entrepreneurs should be working to develop?
The most valuable one. The position that is the hardest to fill, because we fight with the movie industry for it, is digital artists. So digital artists are hands down the group that, yeah. Can we sign a contract right now? That'd be great. When are you out? Are you senior?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am.
You are?
I am.
You write me later, okay? I'm serious.
Forget Mississippi State football, which he just signed with. This kid's
Oh,
a Division I
congratulations.
football player and an artist.
Congratulations.
Wait, Adam, you signed already?
No, not yet.
Good. Don't.
After I met you for the first time and I've been in this class, I told my parents I'm not going to college anymore.
I don't know if we want to say that out loud.
I told him
In the college counseling office.
In the college counseling office, right?
I told him that I'm going to end up doing something with virtual reality and I don't do college.
So the reality of that, there's him, Deontay, right? So Deontay still hasn't graduated high school, but we pulled him out and we're going to get him his GED. He's now making $65 a year, and in a year he'll probably be at 100 without finishing high school because he's so freaking good at what he does.
Wait, without finishing
What
high
does he
school.
do?
Without finishing high school.
What does he do?
Oh, Deontay. So Deontay is what we call a level designer. That's one of his big strengths. So a level designer, as you move through an experience, right, there's these different levels. So there's all these transitions that have to take place from design, from level to level, and also what the set looks like. So he's particularly honed in on that. And then the other thing he's extremely skilled at is particle effects. So particle effects, if you're ever in a VR experience and you look at a fire and the fire's doing that thing, or you look at rain, right? That's particle effects, right? So if you're looking at a waterfall that's falling and there's that mist coming up, you'd be amazed at how much work it is to make that realistic. And you all have to come over sometime and just watch Deontay work because it's really weird because he's just like, and he does this absolutely beautiful work. And he does events because he loves putting people in VR and having them enjoy themselves and all that. But yeah, I mean, he's a full-on virtual reality developer, and he's yet to get a GED or finish high school.
What do you feel like one of the most valuable VR companies is going to be like routes that you could take for VR?
That's a great question. It depends on what you want to do. So on the hardware side, right? You've got HTC Vive, which is a Chinese or Taiwanese-based company, right? And then you've got Oculus, which is based out in California. Those are the two really leading hardware companies, and then there's a bunch of startups that are doing haptics and suits and stuff like that, and there's no way to know who's going to live and who's going to die and who's going to get bought and rolled up. And I've been watching this all my life over and over and over. A bunch of companies spring up, a bunch of them die, a bunch of them roll up, and a few of them really excel and live. On the VR experience and augmented reality application side, and that's the right way to talk about it, by the way. If you're in the industry, VR, we do experiences, augmented reality are applications. And on that side, at this point, it's impossible to tell who's, Apple's going to win probably augmented reality because they're doing what they always do, coming to the party real late, seeing what everybody else is doing, figuring out, filing 4,500 patents around augmented reality. And whatever they come out with will no doubt be absolutely spectacular. So they if I was going to bet on somebody winning the AR space, I'd bet on Apple because I got everybody else's. I've got Microsoft's, I got Magic Leap, I got Meta 2 will be here in a few weeks, and it's cool, it's great. You should come over and give it a try so you can see what augmented, really understand the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality. But if I was going to bet on somebody, it'd be Apple. But on the software side, on the creation side, there's no clear leader right now.
So we're still at getting close. It's still at the bottom of the curve. Then, do you think?
No, well, with the Walmart announcement, I'm going to push it up further the curve because what's going to happen now is the rest of big industry is going to go, what do these guys know that we don't? Which is just going to create more jobs. We're going to need hundreds of I'm talking with organizations right now. I spend a lot of time with educators. It's